Hey everyone, welcome back to Resolution. Today I'm taking the Honda NT1100 out. Honda has given me this bike for a good 24 hours. So this is literally, get the foot pegs up, going to be my first impressions. I've not ridden this bike before. I've only sat on it once. It is basically the street version of the Africa Twin. Very, very familiar controls. I've got my controls on the left. With mirrors, starts up obviously NT. See you later on, mate. Alright, should have a nice OK button, press OK. Tour mode, here we go. So riding this for the first time, I'm expecting it to be very, very similar to the Africa Twin. Now when I say similar to the Africa Twin, I mean all the controls, everything looks familiar. But the actual bike is a good old sports tourer. The engine feels quite meaty compared to the Africa Twin, like the noise of it. It does feel a lot more solid. The Africa Twin's quite tractory, raspy, gives you a bit of a aggressive feel. However, this one feels quite like a 4-cylinder almost. I think that's how I can kind of describe it. It feels very 4-cylinder-ish. Now, when I first looked at the NT when I came to Crescent Honda, I was quite disappointed with the look of it, to be honest. I felt like it was trying to be almost a moped, but a bike, or I say a scooter. Do apologise, I've upset a lot of people by calling some of the Honda scooters mopeds. They are scooters. Anyway, I digress. I was quite disappointed with the look of it, but from a riding point of view, just for the first couple hundred metres that I've done so far, it actually feels quite nice. It's got quite a high bite point on the clutch. Pulling that, or letting the clutch out, it did feel quite far to get it out before it actually engaged. I don't know, the clutch isn't a adjustable lever either. So again, with the Honda Africa Twin, you cannot adjust the clutch lever, and with the NT1100 you cannot adjust the clutch lever. Now the seat is ridiculously comfortable, and I really mean that. This seat is fantastic. It is proper spongy. I can only imagine if you're on this bike for a long distance, you go feel pretty good. Let's go through the modes. So we've got tour mode, that is maximum power, 2/4 engine braking, and this is set at maximum traction control. We've got user 1, user 2. We've got rain mode, user 1, urban, and tour. So very similar to the Africa Twin, where you've got your off-road mode and your gravel mode. This is just called it rain. I think it's actually missing one setting, to be honest. But yeah, it's all pretty self-explanatory. I don't think I'm going to have much of an issue going through the display. So this is a manual version. You can get a DCT as well. Let's put it in rain mode. So it's maximum power, maximum traction control. See if it's got, oh no, that's going to be in the gold. So you have got stability control. Core, you put it in rain mode though, you can feel there's a massive lack in power. Massive lack in power. Put it back in, what other modes we got? We'll put it in user 2. So user 2, we're looking at full power, and at the moment we're on 1 on the traction control as well. So just initially on this bike, it feels really good. It feels comfortable, feels solid. I might be changing my opinion of this bike, because like I said, when I first saw it I was a bit disappointed. The windscreen is adjustable. It's not in its highest setting, it is in its lowest setting. It's also got these wind deflectors down the bottom. The wind deflectors, I don't really know if they're making much difference at the moment or not. Now the windscreen isn't an electrically adjustable windscreen, it is a manual adjustable windscreen. It's exactly the same as the Honda CBF 1000 that I once owned. You've got to like tilt it towards you, then you can loosen it to pull it up and down. The only problem I've got with that is it kind of makes the bike feel relatively cheap. I mean, this bike is about £11,000-12,000. Now for that much money, Honda, I kind of want a electrically adjustable windscreen. If I'm going to be taking this bike on tours, I don't really want to be manually adjusting anything when I'm on the go. I want to be able to press a button and have it adjusted as soon as I start. But nonetheless, it's still very good. This bike obviously comes standard with panniers, which is a big thing I do miss with the Honda Africa Twin. I really miss having panniers. They're just so expensive that at the moment I can't justify it. But it's nice to see that the NT, being a touring bike, comes standard. Obviously looking down, you got the Honda cruise control. Just turn that on, you press the grey button. Exactly the same setup as the Africa Twin. And the one thing I have got to be mindful of is riding with panniers again. It has been a good 6 months now since I've ridden with panniers. You've got to remember, I'm not as skinny as I would be without. But in all fairness, they don't actually stick out that far. You can feel them, you know you're there. Now we should have heated grips. Yeah, we've got heated grips. Let's turn that on. Yeah, nice and easy. And again, it's just the same as like most bikes. Once you've got a feel for the bike, it handles in quite nicely, flicks in. It feels really short. The Africa Twin is such a beast. This just feels really nimble, like a real short wheelbase. Now I keep comparing it to the Africa Twin. Obviously it's got the same engine as the Africa Twin, the same TFT setup as the Africa Twin, or the sunshade looks like the Africa Twin. It is the street going version of the Africa Twin, and I'm loving it. I really am. I honestly didn't think I was going to be a big fan to start with. Slow speed control is quite comfortable. Finding your indicator if you're used to the Africa Twin is not a problem. A lot of people say this is very confusing, this section over here, all the controls. I do not think it is. I think it is very, very straightforward once you got to grips with it, because any bike is confusing when you first get on it. How's this handle? Very nice. That roundabout caused me a few issues on the Africa Twin. Accelerate up to 50. I could feel that engine starting to grunt a little bit like the Africa Twin. Downshifting is comfortable, very easy. Rear brake, that's quite nice actually. Front brake, yep, that dives down really well. The bite point, like I said, it's high, but it's actually not too bad. I can't remember off the top of my head what the tyres were on this bike. It is very responsive. I think if you are genuinely looking for a new sports touring bike, I would highly recommend taking this out. Let's pop it in 4th gear, whack the cruise control on, 40 miles an hour. There we go. So down here you've obviously got your USB interface port. That's going to help you run your Android and Apple CarPlay. Down there you got your 12-volt adapter charger, so you can plug in any items you want charged. The wind mirrors offer pretty good visibility. Obviously I'm used to not having to worry about where my elbows are. Slightly different on this one. I've got to bring them in a little bit, but they are still really good. I mean, the visibility, I can see clearly everything behind me. The dash is going to obviously flick between dark and light mode. You can set it to whatever one you want. I'm going to leave it where it is for the moment, but I do prefer it in the black mode. I think it just looks a little bit more expensive. You got your indicator flasher on your near side index finger. Now this is one thing, if you do want to come off cruise control, roll the throttle forward, it disengages. Downshifting, comes down nicely. It does sound quite meaty, like a 4-cylinder. I really don't feel like I'm riding a parallel twin. This bike is obviously as standard as it comes from Honda. I don't think there's that many optional extras you can get for it. Yeah, I really have missed the sports style of riding. Just having that confidence back instantly from riding the Africa Twin, to be able to lean into a corner makes such a difference. It does sound lovely though, it really does. I do like the sound of this. Although the windscreen looks a little bit flimsy. Look at that. It does the job, it keeps the air off you, but yeah, it's a little bit flimsy. So below the TFT you've obviously got your speedo, your total miles that the bike has covered, and your gear indicator, so you can flick around with the main display. and still see your main essentials. Okay, so it's leaning in. It leans in really nicely. Okay, it's a little bit on, off, on, off. Yeah, it's a little bit snatchy. You can obviously slowly wind it on, but I don't think it's going to cause too many problems. The Africa Twin does get a little bit tiresome. Anyway, enough about the Africa Twin. Yes, these bikes are very, very similar, but you haven't watched this video to watch a review of the Africa Twin. Yeah, holds the revs quite nicely. Right, so the bike redlines at 8,000 RPM. The clock finally ticks off at 10,000 RPM. I am impressed with this. I honestly didn't think I was going to get on with it, but when everything is low, it just looks like the Africa Twin, but smaller. Honda have really taken the Africa Twin and just gone, let's shrink it, because this all looks the same, this all looks the same, the wind mirrors all look the same. I just feel like I'm on a baby Africa that's got good luggage. Going around a roundabout. So let's do a quick fire. What do I like about the NT in the 17 minutes that I've been riding? The seat is phenomenally comfortable. I really can't moan. That is awesome. If the Africa Twin seat was this comfortable, it would be perfect. The bike handles effortlessly. It feels very light when you start moving it. I can't remember the exact weight of the bike, but at the moment it does feel pretty comfortable. There isn't really much I can say about it, to be honest. I just genuinely feel like I'm on an Africa Twin, just smaller. I do think, however, these plasticky bits, the wings, they look a little bit on the cheap side. I think it would be nice if they were black or dark smoke. The screen, yeah, electrically adjustable windscreen would be lovely. The wind mirror is great visibility. What I am going to try is a CarPlay for Android. My Africa Twin will not accept Samsung. I've tried an Apple phone on it and it works no problem. Tried another Android, not Samsung, well, that works no problem. As soon as I put my Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, I think I've got, it's just a no-go. Alright, a little bit of traffic. Alright, I'm not too worried about where the panniers are sitting. Obviously they are there, they're sticking out slightly. I've just got to be mindful of that. Let's just slot in here. Yeah, clutch control on this bike is very good. So initially, would I spend £11,000 on the NT1100? First impressions, I would say, yeah, I would. I think this bike is more than capable of taking you on a very comfortable, a long distance ride. I have no problem riding this bike. I don't think it's going to cause me any issues on a long distance journey. Could I comfortably get on this bike now and ride 300-400 miles? Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the wind protection feels like with the windscreen up in its highest setting. No doubt I'll do that on the next video. But for a parallel twin touring bike, I really think this is brilliant bit of kit. Alright, so here it is, the NT1100. I'll show you the size of the panniers, so just open that. So they come with the Honda grab bags, relatively good size. They can disconnect. Let's just lift that handle up, shut that, and then they come off. So that is the NT1100 without the panniers. Nice and sporty. They go on very, very easy actually. Just there you go. So they slide in, sit on that bracket, twist it, lock it, rock solid. Thank you for watching Rev Solutions. This is my first review of the Honda NT1100. Stay tuned for the next video. Take care, ride safe, and I'll see you soon.